Some neighbors wave hello. Mine drove straight into my mailbox on purpose. The first time I chalked it up to bad luck. The second time, I saw that gleam in her eye and knew, with a sick certainty, she was aiming, and every fresh dent felt less like an accident and more like a warning. Leave now, or she'd make me wish I had. You know what I mean? It's a wild thing. The moment you realize your sense of home can shatter, that all it takes is one person treating your sanctuary like target practice in broad daylight. And when she smirked over her shoulder driving away, that was when I started wondering just how far someone like her might actually go. So let me ask, what would you have done if your mailbox turned into a battleground? Moving into Willowbrook was supposed to be our dream come true. My wife Chloe and I joked about it like we'd hit the lottery, and honestly, those first few days after signing the papers, we believed it. I'm Daniel, 35, a former cop turned private investigator, and I really thought my days of squaring off with criminals were over. Chloe's the type who documents everything. Her life is an endless highlight reel of posts and stories, which, as it turned out, would matter more than we realized. Willowbrook felt safe. Kids rode bikes helmetless. The biggest drama was whose trash cans were left out. Lawns looked like magazine covers. Like the worst you'd face here would be a passive-aggressive note about hedge trimming. Then Wendy Carlson arrived, 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, in a power suit and heels like she'd missed her turn at the courthouse, parking her white Escalade halfway across our driveway, like the asphalt was hers. "Oh, Daniel, lovely to meet you," she said, clutching a binder to her chest like it was holy scripture, her smile just a shade too tight. "I'm Wendy, your HOA president, and I do hope you'll be more cooperative than the Johnsons before you. Poor things, so many violations. 5 mailboxes in 6 months." She paused, measuring my reaction. Who the hell mentions violations in a welcome speech? I asked about the mailboxes, and her laugh was this brittle little sound. "Just unfortunate accidents. Some people can't follow placement guidelines. Must be exactly 18 inches from the curb, measured from the center post, not the box edge." She even pulled out a laminated card. Section 12, Paragraph 4, Precision Matters. She shot me a look, one that said she knew more about me than I'd told anyone, and suddenly, I wondered what else she'd found. Had she run background checks? Was that even legal? I let her keep talking, but mentally, I was filing all this away under red flag. When Chloe appeared, Wendy's eyes narrowed. "You must be the social media expert. We value our privacy in Willowbrook." It was a threat dressed up as small talk. Next morning, our mailbox was splintered in two, tire marks arcing through the lawn, metal crushed like someone had reversed over it again and again. I called Wendy. She answered on the first ring, fake concern dripping from every word. "Such a shame, Daniel. Your mailbox was an inch off yesterday, you know. These things happen." She even offered to recommend a contractor. I told her I'd handle it. Chloe took pictures. Her instincts said it was weird, and when she measured the tire tracks, she showed me how they curved, deliberate, not accidental. It kept me up that night. If she could target a mailbox, what else was she willing to do? A week went by, another accident. This time, I spotted something the responding cop missed: acceleration marks, a car gunning it. Officer Martinez barely looked up from his notepad. "Without proof, it's just an accident. Get a camera." The indifference stung. That night at the HOA meeting, I confronted Wendy, neatly, professionally, but boiling inside. 1 inch off justifies this. She smiled, icy and unflappable. "Rules are rules. Maybe you're not used to communities with standards." The way she said standards, it felt like she wanted us out. Chloe tried to laugh it off. "At least it'll make for good content," she said. But we both knew something darker was going on. The Johnsons, 5 mailboxes, now us. It felt like a pattern. I installed a doorbell camera, and Chloe began digging. Old posts, property records, patterns. She built a timeline. 5 families, each opposing Wendy's special assessments, each enduring escalating damage until they moved. Fines adding up to $50,000 across those families. When I saw our neighbor Mr. Miller, a 78-year-old who never got involved, lingering by our driveway, I knew we weren't imagining things. He told me, "She targets people who vote against her. You have the skills to see what others miss. Maybe you're different." That evening, we found a violation notice tacked to our door. $300 for an unapproved doorbell camera. It was almost funny. Wendy was now finding me for documenting her crimes. Chloe kept digging. Daniel, the Johnsons didn't just lose 5 mailboxes, they lost 17. They filed complaints, but the board dismissed everything. Their posts were heartbreaking. Kids too scared to check the mail, the whole family eventually forced to move. Chloe felt guilty. Her own posts had painted Willowbrook as perfect. How many people moved here because of me? She asked. Not everyone, I told her. Just the ones who don't fall in line. I pored over the HOA bylaws, pages of legalese designed to confuse. But at 2 a.m., I found something. Dimensions, colors, styles for mailboxes, but no mention of required materials. The loophole was so obvious, I almost laughed. If I built a mailbox that looked identical but could survive a tank, I could force Wendy's hand. Either she'd destroy it, on camera, or she'd be exposed. With Miller's advice, I hired a contractor who'd done this before for other HOA victims. Military-grade steel core, flexible polymer, hidden sensors, the works. Cost me $2,500, but some battles are worth fighting. On installation day, one of the crew whispered, 3 others this year, all from neighborhoods like yours. The day we finished, Miller brought tea and confided. 20 years as a prosecutor, document everything. She's following a pattern, just like in fraud cases. Chloe found more. 3 empty board positions Winnie had been proxy voting for. Fraud. Plain and simple. Faked expenses for events that never happened. The dots were connecting. Embezzlement, harassment, all protected by a wall of silence. Then, 6 a.m. Monday, Winnie made her move. Her Escalade plowed into the new mailbox at full speed. The mailbox didn't budge. Wendy was stunned. Neighbors gathered. Some even clapped. I calmly showed her the footage. That's destruction of property, I said. And it's all on camera. Wendy sputtered, accused me of booby trapping, but nobody believed her. Chloe posted the video. Overnight, neighbors came forward with their own stories. Years of anger spilled out. Broken garden lights, fences, endless fines for the tiniest infractions. Miller warned me. She'll escalate. People like Wendy always do. Sure enough, the next day, 17 violation notices appeared on our door. Absurd charges, all clearly retaliatory. Chloe was shaking with anger. This was our home, and Wendy was trying to bankrupt us. But now, we had proof, a pattern of harassment. We went door to door, collecting stories. The Andersons had $2,000 in fines for improper paint, even though they'd used the approved color. The Thompsons, $3,000 for excessive decorations, 2 pumpkins on the porch. Mrs. Peterson, forced to tear out her late husband's memorial garden. Miller, meanwhile, shared his own story. A former prosecutor specializing in HOA fraud, quietly building a case against Wendy for years. Together, we mapped out the web. $60,000 missing. Board positions left vacant, so Wendy could control every vote. Money laundered through fake contracts. But we needed a smoking gun. That's when Chloe found the video. A drunk Wendy in a wine bar, bragging. I run those idiots out 1 mailbox at a time. 40 grand in fines so far. Another 40 and I can pay off my Escalade. She even mocked Mrs. Johnson's kids, crowing about their fear. Miller's eyes lit up. That's a confession. She's done. The final piece was Wendy's own police report, filed after her mailbox accident. In her rage, she lied about the timeline, claimed I'd threatened her, said she was delivering mail herself at 6 a.m., each a separate felony for false statements. Miller worked his prosecutor contacts, and the state attorney put a sting operation in place. I baited the trap, posting about my new, stronger mailbox. Saturday at 2 a.m., when he showed up, lights off, license plate smeared with mud, ready to finish the job. But this time, as she accelerated, police spotlights exploded. She never even made contact. Surrounded, caught on every camera, her airbag deployed, she screamed about entrapment as they cuffed her on the spot. The charges: vandalism, filing false reports, theft of HOA funds. As Wendy's life unraveled, her second mortgage revealed as casino debt, her funds siphoned from every family she'd bullied. The neighborhood stood outside, watching justice unfold. Mrs. Peterson cried tears of relief. The Andersons hugged. Miller, now elected as the new HOA president, refunded $70,000 in improper fines, shredded most of Wendy's arbitrary rules, and turned the violations board into a community mural. Willowbrook, almost overnight, felt like home again. But when he wasn't done, from court-mandated therapy and community service at the post office, she filed one last civil suit. Emotional damages, defamation, the whole mess. Thanks to Chloe's obsession with documentation, every photo, video, and post was airtight proof. The judge not only dismissed Wendy's case, he ordered her to pay our legal fees and barred her from coming near any Willowbrook resident again. 6 months later, Willowbrook's scars have faded, but the lessons linger. My mailbox stands, 37 impacts, 1 bully, and serves as a monument to what happens when ordinary people refuse to be victims. Tourists come by for photos. HOA horror stories trend online, but for us, it's just home, a place rebuilt from the ashes of petty tyranny. Wendy passes by in her postal uniform, soaked in the rain, a ghost of the terror she once was, and I feel nothing but resolve. Sometimes, the smallest battles matter most. The mailbox wars, the inches on the curb, the rules twisted into weapons. When one person stands up, it ripples through the whole community, and suddenly, everyone remembers what justice looks like. So tell me, what would you have done if it was your mailbox? And what does justice mean where you live? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about what it takes to turn a street back into a neighborhood.